Properties of addition of vector. There are two properties, commutative property and associative property. What is commutative property? If you ask me, commutative property means vector A plus B will be equal to vector B plus vector. This is commutative property. What is that? If vector of A plus B is equal to resultant, which will be equal to same, this will be equal to resultant. I can show in the diagram. This is the property or commutative property. If I take this is vector A, this is vector B, this is vector R is equal to A plus B. If I draw the same line, if I draw this vector here, imagine it's the same direction and magnitude vector B. If I draw this line here, say like this, correct now? This is vector A. So vector B plus vector A, will be equal to. So it obeys commutative property. Vector of A plus B will be equal to vector of resultant or addition of B plus A. Correct now? Then when three vectors are added, associative law. What is that? Associative property. I will rub here. This is for associative property. It obeys commutative property. I can write it. It obeys commutative property. We shall talk about associative property. When three or more vectors are added, correct? Then what happens? When three or more vectors are added, then what happens? Vector A, let's say vector A plus vector B plus vector C will be equal to vector A plus B plus vector C. Got it now? Vector A plus B plus vector C. This is what we call it as associative property. I will show in the diagram. See here. Suppose one vector A is like this. Okay, I am taking capital letters. There I have taken small letters. No problem. Here also I am taking small letters. This is the statement I am giving, but here I am showing the diagram in small letters. Doesn't matter. Matters is make this one is small. Vector A plus vector B will be equal to vector B plus vector A will be equal to. Here also same thing I will do. Let us take small letter. Nothing happens. Will be equal to vector A plus vector B plus C. Got it now? Vector A plus vector B plus C can be written as vector of A plus B plus C. See here, if I take this is vector A and this is vector B and this is vector C. Got it now? What is this line? This line is A plus B. Correct now? See, two times I will draw this. I have to draw it two times. See here, I will draw it very clearly. This is vector A. Let's say the vector B is like this and vector C is like this. They are like A plus B plus C. See here, from triangle of addition vector, what is this vector? This is B plus C vector. Correct? This vector is B plus C. If this is B plus C, this is vector B plus C. This is vector B plus C. If this vector is B plus C, What is this vector? This is A plus B plus C. This vector will be A plus B plus C. This vector will be A plus B plus. This is B plus C plus A vector. Got it? No? Plus A vector. Plus A vector. If I take another diagram here, same vectors I will take. What did I take? This is vector A and this is vector B and this is vector C. Got it? No? Same thing like this. First I found out the resultant of these two. Now what I will find? A plus B. I will join like this. This is what? Vector A plus vector B. Now this vector plus this vector, the resultant will be this vector. Correct? Now what is this vector? This vector is vector of A plus B plus C. This is the vector. Yes or no? This vector is A plus B. This vector is C. This will be vector A plus B plus C. This is the vector. So it is in diagrams. When vectors are added like this, you can add the vectors like this, you can add the vector like this. The resultant line remains the same. The resultant line remains the same. This will be equal to resultant. Resultant means whatever the final vector you will find, this vector line will remain same. Are you understand? These are the two properties, associative property in terms of diagram I am showing you. Let us solve the numericals on the things so far what we have learned. One simple question. Two equal forces have their resultant equal to either. At what angle are they inclined? Two forces are there. Two forces are there. Let us take one force as P. Two forces are there, have their resultant. They are having their resultant equal to either. That means if P is equal to F, R is equal to F, and Q is equal to F, and the resultant also you are going to get F. Two vectors are there, force, correct? That is P. Two forces, two vectors are there having force F. I am assuming having force F. It is not even. He said two equal forces have their resultant. So have their result means that I am adding them. That is the meaning. So they are having the resultant equal to either. That means there are two equal forces. If I take one vector, force is a vector quantity, one force has F, another force has F. Let us take two vectors and R is equal to F. Resultant also is getting F. You have to find at what angle are they inclined. One vector is like this, another vector is also like this, force, such that the resultant, how can I know the answer, that is why I am writing vector like this. Correct? Huh? These two resultant has to produce the value of the resultant as F only. Correct? Huh? This will be the case. Find the angle between the vectors. Find the angle between the vectors. Since I know the answer, let us say, see here, R is equal to root of P square plus Q square plus 2pq cos theta. Here, when P and Q are F, R is also F, that means F is equal to root of F square plus 2F square cos theta. I will take root this side, this becomes F square, this becomes F square means this will become, what is that? If this becomes F square, this F square getting cancelled. This is the only remaining F square. So you will get from this what? Minus F square will be equal to 2F square cos theta. You can check this. Take this root here. If you take this root here, okay, you guys are first years, no? I have to write steps now. This will become F square is equal to F square plus 2F square into cos theta. Got it? So this will become what? Minus f square is equal to 2f square cos theta. Cos theta is getting cancelled. Cos theta is equal to minus 1 by 2. So theta is equal to cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. Cos inverse of minus theta. Correct now? When theta is cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. When theta is equal to cos minus 1 by 2. Cos 1 by 2 when it will come? You are getting cos 1 by 2 when cos for 60 degree. Correct now? For 60 degree you are getting cos 1 by 2. Now if you go to the second quadrant, cos of minus 1 by 2 for the same value of cos 60 1 by 2, cos of minus 1 by 2. It has to be how much? 120 degree. It has to be 120 degree. So theta is equal to 120 degree. So now we can imagine. What you can imagine as I drawn? If one force is like this, angle between two forces, when their magnitudes are same, when the angle between two forces is 120 degree, then the resultant produced also will be F. If you take two equal forces and keep 120 degree, the resultant of those two forces, addition of those two forces will be equal to F only. This is the answer. Two forces, 10 Newton and 5 Newton are acting on a body. What can be the maximum and minimum resultant force on the body? What is the maximum force on the body? What is the minimum force on the body? See, as we have learned, if I take one body, the maximum force of acting on a body will be when the 10 Newton force is in this direction and the 5 Newton force is in this direction. You have to agree for this. When these two are acting in the same direction, that will be the maximum force acting on the body. Correct now? This is body I am asking. For the minimum case, 10 Newton must be acting like this, 5 Newton must be acting like this. Correct now? So, what I am trying to tell you is, forces are vector quantity. For minimum force which we should be acting on the body means they have to be acting on the body in opposite direction. That is the minimum force which will be applied. This is the maximum force which is applied. So I can say that, what I can say that, here if you treat these two individual vectors, the angle between these two vectors, vector of 10 Newton is like this. Correct now? Let us consider for that, if I consider F1 is equal to 10 Newton, F2 is equal to 5 Newton, for the first case, theta will be equal to 0. Correct now? Because why theta is equal to 0? Why theta will be equal to 0? Because, see, why theta will be equal to 0? Because force of 10 Newton is acting like this. If you join 5 Newton, 5 Newton is also like this. What is the theta? 0. Angle between two vectors is 0. Suppose if you come here 10 Newton is acting like this. If I shift this vector from this point, if I join the tails of the point, this will be 5 Newton. What is this? Is one vector of 5 Newton force. This is another vector of 10 Newton force. What is the angle between two vectors? Angle between two vectors is 180. When they are in acting opposite direction, it is 180. So this is the minimum force, that is the maximum force. Let us consider R max. What is that? Already I saw it. Maximum force. Root of P square plus Q square. In this case, resultant force of these two will be, when the theta is equal to 0 degree, when theta is equal to 0 degree, F max is equal to root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2f1 f2 cos theta. 2f1 f2 cos. This makes f max is equal to root of what is f1? 10. What is f2? 5. 10 square plus 5 square. 10 square plus 5 square plus 2 into 10 into 5. 2 into 10 into 5 cos 0. What is the value of cos 0? 1. Correct, no? It is 1. So f max, or else you can directly formula, just add them. 10 plus 15. I am showing it because I must make you guys to have a practice. What is that f max? f1 plus f2. F minimum is f1 minus f2. I already know that. What is that? This is 100 plus 25 plus how much? This is 2 5 10 100. 200 plus 200 plus 25. 225. This is root of 225. Correct now? How much it is? Is it root of 220? When it is coming 225 root of 225 how much? This will be equal to 15 Newton. F max is 15 Newton. Let us find F minimum. F minimum is when theta is equal to 180 degree. F minimum is theta is equal to 180 degree. So F minimum will be equal to root of f1 square plus f2 square, same thing. So this will be 10 square plus 5 square plus 2 into 10 into 5 into cos of 180. What is the cos of value of 180 here? In the second case, cos 180 is minus 1. So F minimum will be equal to 100 plus 25 plus 200, no, 100 into minus 1. When it is minus 1, this will get cancelled. F minus, you will get it as F minus, you will get it as 25. So F minimum force is how much? 5 Newton. Or else whatever the derivation I have given, you can apply directly there. These are the two. Find the minimum of the body. Got it? The greatest and least resultant of two forces. The greatest and least resultant. The smallest resultant and the greatest maximum resultant of two forces acting at a point is 10 Newton and 6 Newton. Correct now? Respectively, if each force is increased by 3 Newton, find the resultant of new forces when acting at a point at an angle of 90 degree with each other. Got it? Huh? There are two conditions given. The greatest resultant of two forces is 10 Newton. The least resultant of two forces is 6 Newton. R max is P plus Q. R minimum is P minus Q. So R max is given how much? 10 Newton. R minimum he has given 6 Newton. So solution, R maximum is 10 Newton. Am I right? R maximum is 10 Newton. R minimum is how much? 6 Newton. R maximum is 10 Newton. What is R max? What is R max? R max is equal to P plus Q. What is R minimum? R minimum is P minus Q. So, from this data, I can write P plus Q is equal to 10. P minus Q is equal to 6. So, now, if I take this is equation 1 and equation 2 from simultaneous equation, add them. 2p is equal to 16. So, p is equal to 16 by 2, that is 8. Correct? No? P is equal to 8. Next, P minus Q is equal to 6. If P is equal to 8, find the value of Q. Q will be equal to 2. So, this is one part finished. Correct, no? This is one part finished. Now, individual forces. If each force is increased by 3 Newton, if each force is increased by 3 Newton, P dash will become P plus 3, Q dash will become Q plus 3. P dash will become P plus 3. What is the value of P? 8 plus 3, that is 11. Q dash will become 2 plus 3, that is 5. New forces are how much? New forces is how much? New forces are P dash is equal to 11 Newton, Q dash is equal to 5 Newton. Then theta. Find the resultant of new forces when acting at a point at an angle of 90 degree with each other. Theta is equal to 90 degree. Theta is equal to 90 degree. So the new resultant due to new forces will be root of P square plus Q square. What is that? P square plus Q square. So P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. In this case cos 90. What is the value of cos 90? It is 0. So R dash, sorry, this has to be P dash and Q dash. This has to be P dash and Q dash. Correct? So R dash is equal to root of 11 square plus 5 square plus 0. Cos 90 value is 0. This whole part becomes 0. This whole part is going to become 0. So if I rub this, see here. So R dash will be equal to 121 plus 25. 121 plus 25. How much it will be? 121 plus 25. Root 146 Newton is the answer. Root 146. 12 point something you'll get, because 12 square is 144. You are going to get something about 12 square. Got it now? Root 146 is the answer. One more problem we have. Two forces whose magnitudes are in the ratio 3:5. Give a resultant of 28 Newton. Give a resultant of 28 Newton. If the angle of their inclination is 60 degree, find the magnitude of each force. He is asking the value of individual of each force. Two forces whose magnitudes are in the ratio. He is giving you F1 by F2 is equal to how much? 3 by 5. Two forces who are having in the ratio 3 by 5. Give a resultant of 28 Newton. The resultant of these two, let us take F, is how much? 28 Newton. If the angle of their inclination is 60 degree, if the angle of their inclination is 60 degree, that means he is giving you theta. The theta between two forces is 60 degree. Find the magnitude of each forces. Very simple. Very simple. F1 by F2 you know how much? 3 by 5. This F1 by F2, let I will take x as a factor. Let I will take x as a factor. F1 by F2 into x divided by 2 pi. See, f1 by f2 is 3 by 5 because there is one factor x which is a common number to both of them, such that I will get the value of f1 and f2. So here f1 will become 3x, f2 will become 5x. This is called factor. Let x is the factor which is common for both of them, such that we are going to get the value of f1 and f2. That is how it becomes 3 by 5, because x is x and x are cancelling. So f1 is equal to 3x, f2 is equal to 5x. So f1 is equal to 3x, f2 is equal to 5x. Now job is finished. Resultant you know f net. So f is equal to root of f1 square plus f2 square plus 2 into f1 f2 cos 60 degree, because directly I am writing theta is equal to 60 degree. So here f is equal to how much? 28 Newton. So I can write 28 is equal to root of f1 square. This is the 3x whole square plus 5x whole square plus 2 into f1 into f2. 2 into 3 into 5. 5 3 is 15. 15 2 is 30. 30 x square into cos 60. What is the value of cos 60? It is 1 by 2. What it does? So this will become 28 square. 28 square. Got it? 28 square will be 9x square. 9x square, 25x square plus 15x square. Got it? This is 25 plus 15 is 40. 49 divided by, what is that? 49 this is completely. So I can write this one as 28 square is equal to 9, how much it is? 25 plus 15. 25 plus 15 is 40. 49. 49 x square. 49 can be written as 7 square. So 28 by 7 whole square. 49 is 7 square will be equal to x square. So x is equal to how much? 7 1 ja 7 4 ja. So x is equal to 4 Newton. Or x is equal to 4. Just correct now? X is equal, what is 49? 49 is 7 square. 49 is 7 square. Well, 49 is 7 square. 28 by 7 whole square. 7 square divided by 28 square divided by 7 square will be x square. 28 by 7 is equal to x square. Here 28 by 7 x is equal to 4. Once you got the value of x, you can find what? f1 and f2. f1 is equal to 3 into 4. How much it is? 3 into 4? 12 Newton. f2 is equal to 5 into 4. 20 Newton. These are the answers. These are the answers. Here on question, two non-zero vectors A and B are such that magnitude of A plus B is equal to magnitude of A minus B. Correct now? Magnitude of A plus B is equal to magnitude of A minus B. Find the angle between vector A and B. Okay. If two non-zero vectors A and B is such that A plus B will be equal to A minus B. You know that magnitude of A plus B, which I have solved, will be how much? A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Correct now? If you want to find the magnitude of A minus B for the same theta, I have derived how much? Root of A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. Now in given condition, these two are equal. What is that? Magnitude of A plus B is equal to magnitude of A minus B. When these two are equal, what is that? equal to root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta will be equal to root of a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta minus 2ab cos theta. This will be equal to a plus b whole square root, which will be equal to a minus b whole square. So this will become what? Sorry, I cannot do like that because cos theta is there. I cannot do like that. Cos theta is there. So this I can square them. If I square them, everything square will go. So the remaining things, this will get cancelled to this will get cancelled. You are guys first year, no? So if I square them, I will get a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta will be equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. Got it? So here it gets cancelled. On squaring them, they will get cancelled. So remaining will be 4ab cos theta. Here also, what is that? When they are getting cancelled, ab also gets cancelled. Maybe no, not sure. This becomes 0. This is 2ab cos theta also becomes 0. Or else I can write these two as what is remaining? 2ab cos theta, there minus 2ab cos theta. Got it? What is remaining? 2ab cos theta minus 2ab cos theta. So if I bring minus 2ab cos theta, this is going to be what? 4ab cos theta, which will be equal to 0. 4ab cos theta, which will be equal to 0. Or cos theta is 0 means cos theta is equal to 0. When cos theta is equal to 0, what do you mean by that? When cos theta is equal to 0, theta is how much? 90 degree. So the answer is how much? The answer is theta is equal to 90 degrees. How? Cos theta is equal to 0 means theta is equal to 90 degrees. See here, one triangle is given, this is theta. One side of the triangle is, this is 90 degree, correct? First this is 90 degree. And one side of the triangle is vector P, another side of the triangle is vector Q, and another side of the triangle is R. If vectors P, Q and R have magnitudes 5, 12 and 13 units, P plus Q is equal to R. When he is writing P plus Q is equal to R, this will be the direction. P plus Q will be equal to R, triangle of vector addition. Find the angle between Q and R. Find the angle between Q and R. If you take the, see, just is asking the angle between Q and R. If I extend this R like this, if I extend this Q like this, what is that? This is Q. I have shifted Q here, I shifted R here. This is the angle between, what is that? Q and R. Correct now? So this theta will be equal to this theta because vertical opposite angle. If I take this point as A, B, C, this point is A. If I am shifting the vector like this is the angle between two vectors, vector Q and R. If this is point A, this is point A, vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. Got it now? So you have to find angle theta. This is not required while solving this problem, but I told you will have an idea how can I do. When they are asking the angle between two vectors means, why I am telling this is, when they are asking angle between two vectors, you have to join the two tails of the vector. Here the head of the r vector is joining the head of the q vector. That is also possible. Here you see the head of the p vector is joining tail of the q vector. So this is not the angle between vector. How to find the angle between p and q? Either join their heads, either join their tails. Now if you ask me what is the angle between these two, this is the p vector and this is the q vector. Correct now? Again it is 90 degree only. Are you understanding? So to find the angle you have to either join the two what is that? Two tails of the vector or two heads of the vector. That will be the angle between the vectors of a particular vectors which we are asking. Right now this is not required, I just showed, but here I want to find q. Here in the given data he has given everything. Magnitude of r is how much? 13 units. Magnitude of p, magnitude is telling how much? P is 5. Magnitude of q is 12. Correct now? So here you have, what is the question? Find the angle between q and r. You have to find theta. So from right angle triangle cos theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. Opposite by hypotenuse. Cos theta means I am taking the magnitude values. Opposite by hypotenuse means it is AC by AB. AC by AB. What is AC? AC is magnitude of Q divided by magnitude of R. So this will be equal to cos theta is equal to Q is how much? 12 divided by 13. Or theta is equal to cos inverse of 12 divided by 13. Got it? Huh? So you might have expecting I will be using r is equal to root of p square plus q square. Every time it is not used. That is why I have picked up this problem. You have to see the problem, what exactly they are asking. You know some techniques right now up to addition of vector completely, whatever, or geometric techniques. You have to use both and you have to solve. Got it? Huh? So that is why you have to stick to the concept very clearly. If concept is very much clear for you, all the doubts, whatever gets in your mind, you can solve any type of problem. I can guarantee you. Correct now? Here nothing I am using any resultant. Directly the magnitude values have been given. We will move to the next problem. See one question we have. Here is the direction of q vector. Here is the direction of p vector. This is the direction of resultant vector. And this is the angle between two vectors, that is p and q. The question is the resultant of p and q vector. The resultant of p and q vector is perpendicular to q vector. Sorry, it is perpendicular to p vector. The resultant of these two vectors, that is r, is perpendicular to p vector. That means this angle is 90 degree. Correct now? What is the angle between them? What is the angle between them means he is asking theta. What is the angle between p and q? He is asking theta. R is equal to root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta cannot be applied. I don't know any value of magnitude. But another formula is there. What is that? He has given a data alpha. Alpha is the angle made by resultant ray to the vector p. So tan alpha is equal to q sin theta divided by p plus q cos theta. What is now? P plus q cos theta. So alpha is 90 degree. I must find what is the angle between them. Them means p and q. That is theta. Let us try to find. Tan 90 is equal to q sin theta divided by p plus q cos theta. Tan 90 is nothing but sin 90 divided by cos 90. Sin 90 is 1, cos 90 is 0. So I can write this one as 1 divided by 0. Are you following what I am telling? Don't get confused. Tan theta is sin theta by cos theta. Tan 90 is sin 90 divided by cos 90. So cos 90 is, sin 90 is 1, cos 90 is 0, 1 divided by 0. Or directly you take tan 90 value is infinity is equal to q sin theta divided by p plus q cos theta. If you know the direct value of tan 90 is infinity. So infinity can be written as 1 by 0. Q sin theta divided by p plus q cos theta. It is one step answer. I am writing many steps. Don't get afraid of it. So you cross multiply here. If you cross multiply here, p plus q cos theta will be equal to 0. 1 into p plus q cos theta will be equal to 0 into q sin theta. So this will be the case. Or cos theta is equal to minus p by q. Or theta is equal to cos inverse of minus p by q. If you know the value of p and q, this is one of the formula also you can treat. What is this formula? Find the angle between two vectors. Find the angle between two vectors. When their resultant is making 90 degree to one of the vector. What is the formula? Theta is equal to cos inverse of minus p by q. Suppose you know the value of p, magnitude value. If you know the value of q, then directly you can use this formula and find it. Got it? And one thing here, you might be getting confused. Sir, when I have to take magnitude value, when I must not take? Usually when cos theta, sin theta, tan theta we are using the definitions there. Whatever the value I will be substituting, the magnitude value I will be substituting. Got it now? I will be substituting only magnitudes values of those vectors. I cannot write minus p vector divided by minus q vector. I am using the magnitude of those vectors. Magnitude means value of that vectors. So that is why when I write vector, two things has to come in your mind. Its magnitude and its direction. Direction, in this case, alpha angle I am finding. But another way of finding direction is writing in terms of cap, where previously I said. Let's coming days you will understand. See here, the resultant of two vectors A and B is perpendicular to vector A. Magnitude of resultant R is equal to half magnitude of vector B. Find the angle between vector A and vector B. Correct now? The resultant of two vectors A and B is perpendicular to vector A. Okay? According to previous situation, if vector A is like this, if vector B is like this, resultant is forming like this. Correct now? Now you will be having one question in your mind. How did you directly take, sir, the resultant of these two is like this? Then only, how it is not possible if this is vector A, this is vector B, correct now? How it is not possible the resultant will be like this? How it is not possible like this? That question, if it is there in your mind, I will explain right now. See here, resultant means what exactly I am finding. Resultant means what exactly I am finding means, see here, if one person I am standing like this is one my hand, this is another hand. If one person is pulling this side, I will come this side. Correct now? If one person is pulling here, I will go forward. If both are simultaneously, they are pushing me or they are pulling me, how I will go? Whether I will go in this direction or this direction. I am going to go in somewhere this inclined direction. Correct now? Between these two directions, I will be going. That is what the vector is. You have to imagine here, if force is applied in this direction, force is applied in this direction, the resultant of these two will be somewhere here. Correct now? It cannot be here. If you want to have a resultant perpendicular to one of the vector, somebody has to pull like this, somebody has to pull like this, such that it will start to move slowly upward. Or you can treat velocity also. If one body velocity is like this, one body velocity is like this, if both velocities are acting on a body, the resultant velocity will be like this. Correct now? If one is moving like this, another same body tries to move like this. If both are acting on the same body, he will neither go this direction nor he will go in this direction. He will travel in this direction. That is what resultant. But I am talking in terms of mathematics. Got it? Now leave that. The question is, the resultant of two vectors AB is perpendicular to 2A. This is the diagram. Magnitude of resultant is equal to half magnitude of B. The R is equal to magnitude of half of the B. Or simply we can write R is equal to B by 2. Because these also mentions magnitude. I have not put arrow mark, correct now? So find the angle between A and B. According to the previous, from this type of condition, you learned only one formula. Cos theta is equal to, in this case, minus A by B. Correct now? Here, I cannot find angle because A I don't know. Only I know the relation between resultant and B. So what I am going to use? You can find A, it becomes more complicated by using the resultant formula. That is root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. That formula becomes more complicated. So, I don't know value A, I cannot use this technique. What I am going to use here is, if I can't use that technique, I will try to do in geometric version. What is that geometric version means? See here, I will shift this vector here, or I will shift this vector here. Correct? Or if I shift this vector here, what will happen? This vector will be like this. This is vector R, correct? And this is vector A, and this will be 100%. This will be joining these two vectors. How can I say? The resultant of these two vectors is vector B. From triangular law of addition of vector, concept of triangular law of addition of vector. This is vector A, this is vector B in the same order. The resultant will be third side of the triangle, which is in opposite order. This order has to be like this, but it is in opposite order. The vector is like this. So from triangular law of addition, vector A plus vector B will be vector R. Correct now? So obviously this is 90 degree. If I take this angle theta, our target is to find angle between two vectors. That is this angle, theta dash. What is theta dash? Pi minus theta. Because this is the angle between two vectors. One head of the vector is joining the tail of this vector. This angle cannot be angle between vectors. One tail of the vector has to join one tail of the vector B. Another vector of the another tail of the vector. That is the thing. So this vector A, this is the angle I must find. Correct now? This is the angle. What is that? Theta dash. So from this definition, magnitude values already they are given. What is that? I rubbed it up. I write here. Vector R is equal to B by T, B by 2. So this is B. This is opposite side. From sin theta, opposite by hypotenuse. What is opposite? R divided by B. This magnitude is B. What is R? B by 2. So sin theta will be equal to B by 2 whole divided by B. So sin theta is equal to 1 by 2. When sin theta is equal to 1 by 2, theta will be equal to 30 degree. Theta is equal to 30 degree means what will be the angle between two vectors? Theta dash is equal to 180 minus 30 degree. That is 150 degree. That is 150 degree. So this is the problem. Here, if sum of two unit vectors is also a unit vector, find the magnitude of their differences. Find the magnitude of their differences. Find the magnitude of their differences. Correct now? That means what is asking? Suppose one unit, sum of two unit vectors. Let's say unit vector P magnitude is 1. Unit vector Q magnitude is 1. The resultant of these two vectors is also 1. Correct now? That is resultant means what? the magnitude of P plus Q. The magnitude of vector P plus Q is equal to 1. Now find the magnitude of their differences. What is asking? Find the magnitude of their differences. What? Find the magnitude of their differences. See, here, if they ask you question, first thing, find the differences, find the difference of their magnitude. Find the difference of their magnitude means mod P minus mod Q. This is the find the difference of their magnitude values. Find the magnitude of the difference means this is the value. Why I am putting cap? Because he is telling unit vector. That's it. Got it up? So we will do one thing. You know how to find P minus Q. You know how to plus P plus Q. P plus Q is given by root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. Here vector no cap. Because all are unit vector. So this into cos theta. From this value is 1. This value is 1 square, 2 cos theta. This is also 1, this is also 1. So you will get here, what you are going to get? You are going to get as 1 is equal to 2 plus 2 cos theta. Correct now? Or you shift this 1 this side, you are going to get minus 1. Minus 1 by 2 is equal to cos theta. This is the value of cos theta. Why I want, I will tell you. You have to find with the same theta, if I am writing their differences formula, we have studied P minus Q in subtraction of vectors. If theta dash is there, that is different. If theta is there, that is different. Theta is there means I am going to write directly root of P square plus Q square minus 2PQ cos theta. Got it now? 2PQ cos theta. Directly I am writing. So here, this is not a vector, I must find difference. So again, the mod of P minus Q will be root of 1 square plus 1 square minus 2 into 1 into 1 into cos theta. What is the value of cos theta? Minus 1 by 2. This is minus 1 by 2. Got it now? This is minus 1 by 2. So, vector P minus vector magnitude of differences of unit vectors will be how much? 1 square plus 1 square minus 2 into 2, this will become plus. So this is a 2 plus 1. So this value will be equal to how much? Root 3 units. How much it is? Root 3. That is the answer. So the value is